Sammys, it's your president here, Ashley Escobar,
And it is Tuti, your vice president. Happy Earth Day!
and welcome to our April Assembly,
So, for this month's agenda, we have announcements,
followed by Students of the Month.
then we'll have a vendor presentation,
Then we have a STEM anniversary surprise,
followed by teacher feature.
and lastly, we have a game.
Period. And now for announcements. Take it away, Ash.
Thank you, Tuti. We'll be starting off with a message from Girls Build Delay. Girls Build Delay will be hosting a community supply drive that will be taking place from May 3rd through May 28th. Feel free to come donate extra food, hygiene products, and clothes. That's cool to win some prizes.
Period. Now a message from Thrive Academy. Freshmen and sophomores, if you'd like to affect change in your community or learn more about health careers, join Thrive Academy. Our 3-week summer program gives you credit, a mentor, and the knowledge you need to change your community. Check Schoology or ask your advisor teacher for more information. You should do this program.
It's a good opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
A message from Educare Club. Educare is always accepting new club members. Feel free to join their Zoom during class. This is their schedule. Feel free to take a picture, screenshot, all that good stuff so that you can have the information and the clubs and the time. The Zoom.
Now, a message from Cultural Crafts Club. Express, de stress, socialize, and release all negative energy through art. Please join us every Friday on Zoom at 3:30. Check out the school website for more information. Y'all already know the drill. Look at the amazing artwork.
A message from Ms. Martinez. The 150th day of school is coming up soon, April 29th. The goal for excellent look attendance is to have 0 to 6 full day absences since the beginning of the year. Keep up your amazing attendance by attending all of your classes every day. If you need help or support, please reach out to Ms. Martinez on stage.
Yes. To celebrate the 150th day of school, we will be having an attendance flyer contest. To enter, design a flyer that promotes attendance, has an attendance slogan, and is creative. First place prize is Beats headphones. All participants will receive a gift card. Flyers are due April 29th to Miss Martinez. If you have any questions, please contact Miss Martinez.
How exciting! A message from student support. The 15-week progress report card is coming soon. You might still have time to talk to your teachers about what you can do to pass. To qualify for the incentive drawing, you must receive no fails on the next progress report or raise your fail from the last progress report card. Students who are able to accomplish this will automatically be entered in the incentive drawing to win a cool gift card.
Period.
Mm.
Woo. A message from After School Club Art DIY. We'll be making greeting cards, bracelets, and origami to put directly into care packages for Mexican immigrant children being housed at Hillside's foster homes in Pasadena. There will be 200 care packages in total. Please come by Art DIY every Friday from 4:30 to 6 from now until the end of school, which is June 10th, to be a part of doing more for those in need while making your day a better day by creating amazing art.
That is very cool. And now we have a message from the TAC Club. TAC is currently doing National Denim Day, a National Denim Day event. Please join them on April 28th. Every participant will receive a package of clear acrylic pins for their fun activities. TAC members are working on a special presentation. Come and support here in the interest fund. There will be a link on Schoology, I believe.
And for our last announcement, we're here with Miss Tobagian to understand more how life back at school would be like.
Yes. So on Monday, April 26th, the teachers will be returning to school. Ms. Zabagi, would you like to explain more about
Sure. So there's not going to be really any students on campus at all on Monday, the 26th. Like Ashley said, it's just going to be teachers and other adults. You will be at home and you'll be Zooming with your advisory teacher from 9:30 to 10. And then you'll have a bunch of asynchronous work for your other classes. It's actually a perfect time to catch up because grades, the 15-week grades, are due that Friday. So you have all this time on Monday to catch up, and teachers are going to be actually like unlocking assignments that might have had due dates that have passed so that you can have access to those.
Okay, thank you. Next, this is the schedule we have for the day we go back, which would be from the 26th to the 30th. Miss Tobagian, can you explain more about like how the days will go?
Sure. The green part on the left, that's the schedule for that first week. You can see on Monday, there's advisory in the beginning. It's going to be on Zoom from 9:30 to 10. And then the rest of the day, like I said, is asynchronous work that you can do for your classes. And then Tuesday through Thursday, it's like A day, then B day, A day, then B day. If you come on campus, so if you like took the survey and you said that you were going to be a hybrid learner, then on Tuesday, if you're a ninth grader, you come on campus. The bell schedule itself is pretty similar. Couple of differences are that for those of you at home, you have advisory now every day starting at 9:05. For those of you on campus, you have advisory every day starting at 9:35. Other than that, all your other classes are staying the same. Once ninth grade comes back on Tuesday, they'll keep coming back on Wednesday, and on Thursday, the 29th, is when everybody else comes back. So starting Thursday, everybody, all grade levels who said they want to be in hybrid will be back on campus.
Thank you. This.
Okay, so this is a day in the life, how entering campus would look like. So, as you can see, like there will be stickers outside of school, and you'd be making line there. Like you're gonna be they're socially, like you're gonna be social more about that, and what would happen if they don't have a day pass.
Yeah, thanks, Ashley. So the Daily Pass you get on the Daily Pass website, dailypass.lusd.net, and you have to get it every morning. If you don't have it, then you go into the slow lane. It's called that because it's going to be slower because we have to help you get a Daily Pass. And that involves like registering you and doing all the stuff that you could have done on your own. The only way you won't be allowed to get a daily pass is if you don't have a COVID test that's negative in the system. And in that case, we have to unfortunately send you back home. So I really encourage everybody to get tested as soon as possible. Like if you haven't already gotten tested this week, make sure you book your test. It takes like 24 to 48 hours for your results to come in. So literally the last day you can get tested if you're a ninth grader is like Monday at like 8 o'clock in the morning. It's even better to do it this weekend because by Tuesday, like at 9 a.m. when you're supposed to be on campus, you have to have that daily pass already, and it won't let you get it if you don't have that test result. I really encourage all of you to opt in, but I understand like if you don't want to opt in, the survey is closed now actually as of Monday. So if you need to change your mind, either opting into hybrid or not, make sure you call our office.
Miss, what would happen if like my temperature is over 100?
Oh yeah. So when we take your temperature, if it's over 100, you're going to be escorted to a quarantine area. It's like a tent outside, and your parents will be notified, and they'll have to come and pick you up.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Bagian.
Mm-hmm.
So, a day in a life in class, everyone will be socially distant and will have noise cancellation earphones, which will let us all focus. There will be sanitation always in the classroom, just like so you can sanitize. And yeah, is there anything you want to add, Mr. Buggy?
Yeah, those headphones and like a pen, pencil, and like a little post-it pad will be provided for every student in a Ziploc bag, and you'll put your name on the Ziploc bag on the first day, because it has to stay at school. So you'll take your stuff out of it, put your headphones on, Zoom to class, and then at the end of the day, you'll put it all back in the bag. And the only thing you should really be bringing with you to school is your laptop, your charger, a bottle of water, and if you don't want school lunch, bring your lunch.
Oh, also, always
Yeah,
keep your masks on. You can't leave
yeah,
them.
Definitely. Yeah, show up with a
Yeah,
mask on.
at all
at all
times.
times. You
If you
cannot
don't
take.
have one, we do have some, but you probably can find one that you feel is comfortable, so wear that one.
Yes.
Um, so how the restrooms would work is that you will have an escort to and from the restroom. Um, there's only three people allowed to go into the restroom. So if there's more than three that want to use the restroom, make sure you really read the signs. Like as you can see in these pictures, there will be signs like almost everywhere that will guide you and like tell you where to go and where you would make lines. So you you stand where like the stickers are, and those are placed there like 6 feet apart, so you're like social distance and everything. And you just wait for your turn, and then you can go in. Make sure to stay safe, wash your hands and everything. Mr. Baldwin, would you like to add anything else?
No, I think you covered everything. Like you said, Ashley, three people max in each restroom. We're going to only keep one of the restrooms open for now, but if we get huge lines, we'll open up the other one too.
And now it's like hand hygiene. So there's, like I said, there's gonna be like sanitation, like sanitizers around the classroom and around school, and like teachers will remind you to sanitize yourself just because we're still in a pandemic and there's germs everywhere. So yeah.
Well said, Tuti. Use hand sanitizer. Wash your hand.
Be clean. So lunch would look like this, like as you can see in the picture. There will be red signs on the table that say "Do not sit here," so you obviously don't sit there. And there will only be two people allowed in one table, but across from each other, not side to side. Lunch is the only time where you can take your mask off because you're going to be eating, and the only time when you can actually drink water as well because you won't be able to drink water in class. You have to keep your mask on at all times. But yeah, this is the time where you take a breather, you take off the mask for a bit, and just relax for a second.
So
Anything
that
else, Ms. Volume?
No, just you can bring food or you can get food at school. There will be hot lunch provided. So if you usually have food from the cafeteria, you'll still be able to do that. It just won't be indoors. Everything will be outside.
Yeah, so that's basically it. Mr. Bagin, if they have any questions, where should the students go?
If any of you have questions, please call the school 323-817-6461. If you have questions for me specifically, you can email me at esther.debagian@lusd.net, or you can send me a Schoology message. Just search by my last name, Dabagyan, and you should be able to message me.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Bagin.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you, Tuti and Ashley.
Reach out.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, Miss.
Now, two of our leadership students will be presenting Students of the Month. This month's theme is Most Determined to Go to College.
Thank you, Tuti. Now, Victoria and I will be reading Students of the Month, and the theme is Most Determined to Go to College. So first, we have Miss Atilano, Stacy Flores, Miss Forte, Chinanya Kongpia, for Miss Benny, Chris Saban, for Miss Chavez, Jasmine Bautista, for Miss Claycomb, Heidi Salmoran, Miss Kogan, Diana Gonzalez, Miss D'Amico, Ivan Cano, and Mr. Dor, Maria Sahakian.
For Miss Garcia, we have Joseph Quintanilla, Miss Gomez, Ariana Helmer, Miss Hall, Susie Matrosian, Miss Hulsman, Patty Kawanya, Miss Postma Sarah Moreno, Mr. Lewis Maya Gonzalez, Miss Molly Kelly Velasco, and Miss Malloy Emily Castro.
For Miss McHugh, we have Adrian Villaneda. For Miss Moreno, we have Elon Nasu. For Mr. Polly, we have Daniel Abgarian. Mr. Perez, Natalia Juarez. Mr. Pocasangre, Daniela Lascano. Mr. Sucher, Edgar Ramirez. Mr. Taveras, Mia Aguilar. Mr. Trachtenberg, Anthony Vergasa.
So before we spin the wheel, we want to congratulate every student of this month's Student of the Month and every student at STEM. We are so very proud of you. And the winner is Stacy Flores.
Yay!
Alright, so make sure you're on the lookout for any emails for your prize. Thank you. Bye, Sam.
Bye, Stam.
And now we will be having a street vendor presentation that will be presented by one of our leadership students.
Hi guys, my name is Leo, and today I'll be talking about what has been happening to many street vendors in our community. The rush of attacks that have been happening in California, specifically in Los Angeles, has become an attack towards the Latino community and immigrants. Many people who have lost their jobs or do not have any papers to qualify to apply to any open jobs often turn to vending on the streets. The street vendors rely on their work ethic they put out there because with their hard work, they can make enough money to support their families and home responsibilities. There are numerous people who don't know what they will do to feed their families the next morning or having to find a way to have light for their homes. Many people have gotten back up on their feet by becoming street vendors. The pandemic has affected all of us, whether it is being released from work or just closed down until reopenings again. Los Angeles is a top city where a lot of street vendors are out there working hard for their money earnings. Due to many expensive bills that have to be covered to still be able to have a healthy home for them and their families. LA is one of the top expensive county to live in. And even with the pandemic occurring, it has affected many families by not being able to have enough money for their bills and then leading many to become street vendors, which has brought a lot of other people to attack them and steal their belongings and break their cars apart. In addition, people have set out to attack many street vendors by throwing or kicking out their carts down, stealing, opening, or eating some of what they are selling. Many have also been attacked, left all bruised up and bleeding out just because others decide to take their earnings and leaving the vendors nothing to take home for their families. Street vendors assaults have been all over the media, showing how many people have been mistreated and have been left with nothing right after their assaults. With the increase of social media popularity, many GoFundMe pages have been open to the social media community with many of the street vendors' stories, which has helped many of them receive a good amount back in order to recover their carts that have been damaged and rebuy the foods and stuff that were included in the carts. The main purpose of this topic being brought out was to inform you of the many incidents that have been occurring to many of our Latino community. By them working hard in the streets to make enough money by being able to have food for the next morning, having a home to live in and more. Street vendors need to be heard and helped out with their work ethic. Many have families hoping for needs of home accessories being brought home. With our support being brought out and spread, it will lead into helping many of them increase their earnings and their importance on why they are working hard for. Thank you. Bye, Stan.
In 2010, which is around 11 years ago, STEM separated from Bernstein and became a pilot school, thanks to many teachers and staff such as Mr. Hirsch, Mr. Boggian, Ms. Kogan, Mr. Dorr, and so many other amazing staff. Because of them, we have created an amazing school with amazing community and family. We are so proud to be part of STEM. And so, for STEMiversary this year, we have an interview with the one and only Mr. Hirsch and our current principal, Mr. Bogian. Take it away, guys.
Hey STEM, welcome to our STEM anniversary interview with our STEM pioneers, Ms. Debagian and Mr. Hirsch.
Okay, let's get started. We're gonna start with Mr. Hirsch. Mr. Hirsch, try your best to answer these questions. If not, try your best. Okay, so question number 1. How did STEM become a pilot school?
How did STEM become a pilot school? So a group of teachers came together to work on a process to apply to become a pilot school. That actually started with Ms. Tabagian and Mr. Dorr, Miss Kogan, and then a few other teachers that aren't at the school. And it was, I think, about a 2-year process to become a pilot school.
Okay, question number 2. What do you think is most different about STEM now versus when we first became a pilot school?
So the way I would describe it is that there were the potential for awesomeness was always there, just is realized now. So when we first opened up, there was, kids applied because they're interested in the STEM fields in medicine and engineering, but our pathways weren't really all the way there. All those, cool courses that we offer weren't there. Graduation rate was like 60 something percent. I think it was 99% last year, just to get that in. So the potential to be incredible always existed, but now it's revealed.
Question 3. What do you miss about being at STEM?
I really miss you guys a lot. This is going to sound sort of arrogant, like us arrogance, but it feels really good being like the best. And STEM's the best. Like, we really do so many things right. And so, I'm in a new position and really some great schools, but it's like early education for like 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds, and then elementary schools and high schools. So I'm in a different place, and I'm grateful for that piece. But it was like the best time of my life, the most satisfying, rewarding thing that I'm the most proud of.
Now question 4. How was your spring break and what was the highlight?
So in my new role, I'm what's called A basis. So teachers are in what's called B basis, and principals are in, and they get like the whole summer. Then E basis, like Mr. Bogian, it's like, okay, winter break and summer's been like shrinked. A basis, A stands for always working. So I had no spring break. One of the nights I got some really good sleep, so I'll call that my spring break. But I have my 2 dogs that for some reason are behaving right now, not barking. So I go on lots of walks with them, and that's been nice. And I'm vaccinated fully, and so I've gotten to go out to restaurants for the first time and engage in the public. So that was a fun thing for me, for spring break.
Question 5. This is gonna be the final, okay? Okay. So after being principal for so many years, and now that you're being gone a year, what would you say is your proudest accomplishment at STEM?
Okay, so there's so many, and so it's difficult, but I really see the school, just to use like a metaphor, where it's like a relay race, like where you're handing the baton and each person. So, and I see it now more than ever, where you're in elementary school and you learn those sets, and then the baton, you move on to middle school, and then you move on to high school. And so we are just in the middle of a big race, and like kids heading off to college was always the most satisfying thing, is like, no matter what school or what you were doing, like seeing, let me back up a step, because this will work like a baton, but like handing the diploma over to the kid was like the coolest feeling because he just feels like 2 seconds when they were in ninth grade to the stage, and so to see them graduate and sometimes it was like a hug on the stage, sometimes it was like a handshake, but every interaction, every sort of handing off the baton, the diploma, was one of my most favorite things of the job.
Thank you, Mr. Hirsch. Now for Ms. Devalgian. We all at STEM know how hard you work and persevere to make the best out of virtual school for students. But we would like to know what you like to do on your free time.
Okay, so free time doesn't really exist. That's a myth, right? I don't know what that is. Just kidding. I know a little bit, but because I don't really think of my role at STEM as like a job. It's not a burden to me. I love it. I think I carry STEM with me all the time, even when I'm not here, even when I'm walking with my dog or hiking with my husband or listening to music and hopefully very, very soon traveling since I'm fully vaccinated now. But my family knows all about STEM because STEM is also my family, and I'm constantly thinking about you and talking about you. And I truly enjoy spending my free time on STEM because it's something that makes me incredibly grateful to just be here. So that's my free time.
Okay, question 2. If there was something you could change from STEM, what would it be?
Definitely adding that 6th floor to this building. I think we need just an entire floor all for STEM. Get like a giant room on the south end, a giant room on the north end, one for engineering, one for medical, huge maker space with lots of equipment, bring in partners. I think our students, our faculty, and our partners would really benefit from a space like that. And I would love to have just all that energy and the events and creativity in that kind of space.
What were some challenges you faced when STEM became a pilot school?
My most vivid memory when we first started is the giant classroom sizes. And I don't mean the space, I mean the number of students. I had 70 students crammed into my science room on the 5th floor. There was nowhere to sit. I had 3 students trying to squeeze into my teacher's chair. It was crazy. I mean, a lot of that was because we were brand new and we hadn't figured things out yet, how to, cohort our students or add all the classes we need, and how to create those perfectly balanced sections. But we figured it out eventually, and a lot of it had to do with hiring the right people, getting the right teachers and counselors on board. And once we did that and really figured out the schedules, it got a lot better. And we also made sure to focus hard on getting additional funds and using that money strategically so that we lowered class sizes. That was a really big deal to us, and I'm really happy we did that.
Okay, question 4. How do you feel about returning or not returning to school at the end of the month?
So I'm really excited because I've been here. I've been here in this empty building and I miss you. So I'm a little nervous, but the only thing I'm really nervous about is making sure I've thought of everything, which is basically impossible, right? I'm a very meticulous person. I'm a science teacher at heart. So I think about like, okay, what could go wrong? What could happen? How do I plan for everything? But I'm really, really fortunate that I haven't been completely alone on campus this whole time. I've had Veronica and Myrna and Sonia, and they've been teachers back and forth a little bit. Definitely all our counselors. I've had a lot of help, and I feel pretty good about the safety. I think I'm well prepared, and I just can't wait to see students. I'm super excited.
If you could relay one message to all current and future students, what would you want them to know?
Once a STEM student, always a STEM student. I would want them to know that STEM is like your second family, and that never goes away, and we're always in your corner. No matter if you spend 1 year with us, or 2 or 4, like, we're here.
Thank you so much for your time and for letting us interview you, STEM entrepreneurs.
Bye, STEM.
For this month's teacher feature, the teachers will be playing Never Have I Ever, so enjoy.
My name is Kevin Lopez.
My name is Shirley Guzman, and today we will be playing Never Have I Ever with
Miss McHugh,
Miss Atilano.
Hello, STEMmies, Miss Forte.
STEM, what up? Poca sangre.
We are excited to learn all your secrets and remember to answer truthfully.
Never have I ever cried in public.
Totally. I was emotional that day. I was so emotional, and I'm like, I don't like crying in public, but that day was just the day. So yeah.
I'm like, which time? I feel like I cry a lot in my car. I don't know, maybe like stress of the day, argument, something happened. I tend to cry a lot in my car. And maybe no one sees me, but they probably do. Yeah, that's probably why.
Okay. Never have I ever broken a bone.
Never.
Nope.
Never.
Knock on wood. Knock on wood.
Never have I ever danced to music in the mall. You know, it's like really easy to dance in the mall. Like the music there is just like so peaceful.
Yeah, I actually used to work as a fairy at the mall, so we would dance birthday songs all the time, and it didn't matter who saw. So,
I can't think of a specific time, but anytime Taylor Swift comes on at the mall, dancing. Like, not like a full-on dance, but like I'm moving, you know?
True.
I've seen
The
Kevin
music
dance
is-
in our advisory.
If the music is good, I dance.
Never have I ever met a celebrity.
I mean, I don't know if they would be like A-list celebrities, but I've met a couple people in the hip hop community.
I met
really?
Freddie Prinze Jr., Vince Vaughn. What's the name of Aquaman?
Jason
His
Momoa.
that one. His wife, his kids. Ronda Rousey, Kevin.
Like when you say met, like do you mean you actually like just randomly bumped into them, or you stalked them on social media and you knew where they were gonna be that day?
Very funny. Actually, Jason Momoa's kids train at my academy. So
Nice.
I just saw him randomly. I was in the locker room. The kids walked into the locker room. I walked out. I sat on the benches. He was there. I was like, hi. You know, that kind of shy hi kind of thing. And Vince Vaughn, I saw at a Hallmark when I was at a book signing for a friend. He's very nice, very humble.
yes.
Who'd you meet?
I met a lot. I've met Will I
Okay.
Am. Y'all know about Nina Sky? I don't know. That's like old school. Nina Sky. I helped William Levy one time when I was working as an operator. So fun.
Honestly, I feel like living in Los Angeles, we do meet celebrities. The only one I can think of, though, is if you watch Parks and Recreation, Sewage Joe. I met him out and about through a friend. That was fun. And then I just found out my landlord, his wife is like a famous actress. Not famous, but like an actress in like plenty of movies. So I've met her like quite a few times. So interesting.
Who is she?
Never have I ever binged an entire series in one day.
Yeah.
I have several.
It's like the most recent one.
Bridgerton.
Oh,
so good.
I binged that maybe in like a week span. I can't think of the most recent one. It's also terrible for a game if you don't have a good memory. I'll think of it and I'll come back to you, but I know that I have. It's just like which one? There's so many that my brain's getting fuzzy. I can't remember.
I had to have music or I had to have something playing in the background. So I'll watch and I'll get stuff done.
Agreed.
I will say this was pre-baby though, for sure. I don't think I can do that now.
Never have I ever snooped through someone's stuff.
You have? For what, miss?
When I was a kid, I was snooped in my grandpa's room because he had so many cool things, and I was just like, I don't know. I guess I pretended I was what's that guy's name? The archaeologist on the Disney movie. Oh, I'm drawing a blank.
Indiana Jones?
Yes. And so I would go through his stuff all the time, and yeah, I got in trouble for that.
I would say the only people I've like really snooped on are like my sister and my mom, but like not in a bad way. I would just like look for stuff and be like, "Ooh, you have this? Can I use it?" And like, "Oh, mom, by the way, I'm taking this." And she's like, "Okay, sure. You went through all that? Okay, great." But yeah, no one like without their knowledge.
Never have I ever gotten fired from the job.
Oh.
Like
fired or laid off?
I quit before I could get fired. Put it like that. So like I knew that was coming my way, so I quit before it happened.
Never have I ever been sent to the principal's office as a kid.
So many times. But that's another story for another day.
Wait, can you give us a summary of like any?
I think Mean Girls with the burn book and all.
I got ninth grade. I was actually threatened by my counselor to be sent to my homeschool because I went to Fairfax High, but my homeschool was Hollywood. Because I was like sent to her twice within the same week, and after that, I just like turned my whole act around, and made it through high school.
And for me, it was 10th grade, and it was that breaking point to where if you kept pushing, you were gonna push too far. So yeah, they pushed too far, and I ended up meeting my principal.
Never have I ever fallen asleep in public.
Oh, yeah.
I would say the one time I most regret is I used to fall asleep in one of my classes in ninth grade. And so now I understand when students are sleepy. I'm like, I know I was sleepy back then too. Just go get like a drink of water or get up, get the blood flow. But yeah, I would definitely fall asleep all the time in class.
Now that I remember, I have.
Oh.
In your class.
Ooh, fun. Lovely.
But it's because your class is like gloomy, you know?
Yeah, definitely. It's calm. It's
yeah,
peaceful.
it's peaceful, and it was right after lunch.
I know that's the key is a class after lunch. Always sleepy, and that's why I'd be like, go get a drink of water, get up, do something. What was yours, Miss Atulano?
At parks. I just sleep at parks.
Or like on the beach, maybe too.
Yeah, that's nice. It's probably not safe to sleep at parks, but I have slept at parks.
Never have I ever lost my voice.
Yeah, for sure. I've been to too many shows that by the time I leave, I'm like, my voice is completely gone.
I've not.
Me neither.
Never have I ever sent a message and then completely regretted it.
Do we have to? Well, yeah.
I know.
I would say I learned a lesson from mine, but I was not talking very nicely about someone who was in the room, which I shouldn't have been doing, which is terrible. And I learned my lesson from it, and I accidentally sent it to the person in that room. So learned my lesson, completely regretted that. So yeah, learned my lesson, don't do that.
Well, I accidentally sent a message to my last boss in my other school saying, "Come on in, I'm gonna jump in the shower real quick." And it was meant for someone else. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I am so sorry. And he's like, so happy that he has a sense of humor and knows how I am and who I am. And I'm like, okay, good, we're good. So, yeah.
That's pretty bad.
It is. So, yeah.
Okay. Never have I ever taken the COVID vaccine.
The first one. The second one's coming up, and I'm not looking forward to it.
I'm going tomorrow.
Last month.
I got my last shot on the 29th. I think the first one I got it, I forget the beginning part of March. The last one was 29th. So I'm fully vaccinated as of last Monday.
Same.
Yay. Well, I think we learned a lot about each other today. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.
Bye.
You guys are so cute.
Sadly, we have reached the end there. Thank you for watching, and we hope you enjoyed. But before we leave, we would like to say a few words.
Yes. We would like to say that there's only one planet Earth, and it is our job to take care of it. Today, on Earth Day, take a chance to step outside and, clean up trash. And if you don't want to clean up trash, then recycle. There's so many things that we can do for our planet, and it is our job to start doing it before it's too late. With that said, thank you for tuning in. Stay eco-friendly, my friends. Goodbye.